Hi Aries, thank you for joining me for your October 2017 forecast. I'm shuffling the Cosmic Tarot by Norbert Loesch. I just wanted to take a minute to say, I know there's a lot of energy going on in the world and our natural disasters are overwhelming. And between the hurricanes, all of them that we've had, from Houston to Florida to all of the Caribbean, and the quakes that we've had through Mexico and all over the place, I feel like I have to just say my heart goes out to anybody dealing with the drama of this, of Mother Nature not being too happy right now. And I know that it's hard to talk about because it's such an overwhelming amount of crises that are occurring. Just know that my heart goes out to anyone who's suffering at this time. So thank you for listening, and I just wanted to take a moment to say that. So let's start with the top of the month. On the 5th of October, we have our full moon at 12 degrees of Aries. So this is your moon of closure. This is the moon where you can feel comfortable releasing bad habits, what's no longer good for the body, things that you are doing to the self that are hindering the production of your career and life path is what I'm getting. A full moon in the first house, conjunct Uranus in this sector, could see a sudden release, something that you haven't really planned, but it's coming to you around the time of the full moon, 2 days before, 2 days after, 2.5 days or so. The energy is most potent. And this 28-day lunar transit of closure could see you surprise yourself because Uranus is involved. And you could be emotionally drawn to what you need to quit at that time. Quitting vices, if you're doing things that are unhealthy for the body, it's a great time for a full moon in the first to get rid of them. The 12th house is also good for that. But the first house, since it's in Aries, it's powerful for you. Something's coming to an end for you, and I think it serves you better in the long run. So there's also insight around this full moon because it is emotional, and Uranus is... I'm hearing like noises around my kitchen. Uranus is insight and revelation. So there is also something to this conjunction that says you might not be prepared for this experience. And through my experience, that might be the best way to go, is to not be thoroughly prepared. I'm sure I caught that noise on camera, but there's, as usual, when I'm doing these videos, there's activity around. And I'm hearing like banging, but let's let's move on. With Uranus involved, this is sudden insight, and maybe it's best that you're not prepared, is the thought that I was trying to get out. So I think this is powerful for Aries, and you're moving forward now. You're preparing the way for new relationship this month and new intimacy for the full year that Jupiter is in your 8th house. Please watch your ascendant sign, as it's really accurate for the astrology. If you're lucky enough to know the time of your birth, you can check that out as well. On the 10th of October, 10/10 is when we have our Jupiterian transit, or Jupiter transit, into Scorpio, and he'll be there through November 8th of 2018, enhancing, expanding, promoting faith in the 8th house, and that is shared resources, intimacy, other people's money, what you hold close to you, and what you value in conjunction with your relationship. You and your partner's money, if you're in relationship, will be increasing this full year from October 10 through November 8th. And this is a benevolent time. Jupiter is our most magnificent and opulent and largest energy. And when he enhances the sectors, it's good that he's in the money sector because you will be earning, Aries. It's an increased energy. And I really love what's happening in your 8th house for the month of October, because Mercury will join him on the 17th in this 8th house. So lots of information about your savings, finances, your investments, and who is investing in you is coming up at the beginning of October and then lasting with Jupiter there for a year. But these smaller transits like Mercury for 21 days will impact this. It's starting off with the two of them together. And eventually at the end of the month on the 23rd, the Sun will be conjunct that Mercurial and Jupiterian energy in the 8th house. So I know I'm skipping around a little bit with dates, but those 3 planets or energies will ignite the 8th house for Aries, and this sector is your go-to for the annual Jupiter's transit. I feel like if you have pending issues with properties, inheritance, wills, estates, land, this is all pushing through. It's all developing too. Even the law is the 9th house, but I'm getting legalities in terms of wills and documents and all of the contracts that you need to handle when you own property, or one that is left to you. Needs to be the executor of wills and handling of estates and affairs is what I'm getting. Even becoming in charge of your own savings and financial accrual going forward. A lot of you might be getting hired in positions that offer 401k plans, longevity, security. Even though that's 4th house, the 8th house is other people's money and how it improves on you and how it can be, how it can enhance your own profit and your own finances. So this is a magnificent energy for you, and it's just the beginning. On the 14th, going back after the Jupiter transit, on the 14th, Venus enters the sign of Libra. And this is where your relationship sector is impacted for October. This is beautiful attraction energy in the soulmate sector for Aries. So for those single Arians, who want to meet someone and find connection that has the potential to be marriage, this isn't a lighthearted energy at all. In fact, your 7th and 8th house, in addition to your 1st house, are lit up the entire month. So with Venus, the planet of attraction and love and harmony, transiting through the 7th house of partnership, soulmates, your committed relationships, this is love, and this is a beautiful energy. So on the 19th of October, we have our new moon also in Libra, igniting the 7th house, the polar opposite sign for Aries and Aries rising. So new moon, new energy in the 7th house of partnership. This is also great for business partnerships and endeavors you have with other people. Aries is driven in this month because Mars on the 22nd, the planet of drive and energy, also enters Libra. So we have stamina of Mars and a fast, quick-paced masculine energy in the 7th house conjunct the new moon and Venus. 3 energies in the 7th house and 3 energies in the 8th house, which would be Venus, the Sun, and Jupiter. Powerful sectors of your chart for October, and a theme in the 8th house for the annual energy that Jupiter provides. But when our Sun enters Scorpio on the 23rd, and he's conjunct Mercury and Jupiter in the 8th house, that day could see a huge increase for you on or around the 23rd. And actually that last week is extremely powerful for earnings and setting you up in some kind of awareness for future earnings is what I'm interpreting there. So let me pull some cards for you, Aries, and we'll see what comes up. If you'd like to read with me, I'm at audreyalison.com. I would love to look over your chart. And in selecting your reading for me, you have the options, anywhere from a 10-minute reading all the way to a 90-minute reading. And if you'd like your astrological chart delineated for the reading and to go over a lot of these transits, including Jupiter, please select either the 60-minute or the 90-minute reading. Those are astrological readings in addition to the tarot, which I use in all of my readings. It's a tool that I use. So feel free to set up that appointment. I'll email you back for specific times, and you would select your desired reading length via PayPal, and I'll get back to you in a few days. Okay, Aries, the first card. 5 of Coins. I need some light. How do I get the light to work? Okay, 5 of Coins. So, coming from a place of lack in the beginning of the month or feeling like you need more could be the theme initially before Jupiter enters the 8th house. So 10 days in October, the first 10 days, there could be some angst regarding what you have saved or what you have earned. But with the 5 of Coins, they are looking down at their feet and away from what is next to them, is the symbolism of this card in most decks. They're missing what is available to them because they're so focused on what they don't have. So keep in mind that your mind plays an important role in the development of your finances, regardless of what the tangible reality is of your finances. So keep it positive up here. Queen of Wands, that's the Aries female. And she's here to represent you in the reading. I feel like there is a lot of creative energy with the Queen of Wands. This is an independent person. This is someone who takes action. Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. And this is not a woman who sits in the back seat or the driver or the passenger seat. She's the driver. So there's a lot of proactive energy to this, especially next to the 5 of Coins. Your next card, interesting, 5 of Cups. 5 of Coins, 5 of Cups. Again, looking down instead of looking up and outward. Focusing on what the very little bit is in front of you instead of the full vision. What is Aries' full vision for October, for the lifetime, for the current lifetime, for what you're feeling you want to achieve? The message I'm feeling and how I'm interpreting these cards together, and you have a few more. Don't miss out on the long-range goal. Energy is not solely what is in front of you or what is in the palm of your hand. It's an endless, getting an 8, an infinity cycle. There is endless opportunity here, so don't limit yourself, okay? Next card, the Fool. Well, the Fool is definitely taking a leap of faith. It's a risk-taking card. It's starting a new venture. Some of you might have creative business or entrepreneurial pursuits that you're considering. And also what's interesting about the Fool is that it is a Uranian card. It is governed by the planet Uranus, who is stationed in Aries. So there might be spontaneous insight for Aries or a sudden revelation regarding the moves to make, the path to take. The Fool is always about to start on a path. Here he's about to jump off a little cliff, and he doesn't know if there's a net underneath him. He doesn't know if he'll be provided for, but he's still taking the risk anyway. He doesn't know if he'll be provided for, but he's still taking the risk anyway. The last card, Judgment. Judgment is saying there are larger forces governing events. If you take this leap of faith, trust in your guides, trust in your God, trust in your angels, trust in what you believe you have faith in. It doesn't have to be a person. It could just be the vision. Do you have faith in your vision? If you don't have faith in your vision, hold off until you do, because it won't manifest unless you do. Ending the reading on 2 major arcana cards says that Aries is about to go through a major change. And to me, as an empath, it feels very positive. I'm uplifted. I'm not concerned. Now, the 5s aren't the best cards. They're right smack in the middle of the tarot, and they mean some tension. And they mean some stress, emotional stress with the 5 of Cups, and physical stress. Maybe, I'm sorry, not physical, that's not the Wands. Stability, financial stress with the 5 of Coins, okay. So, you're halfway there. Don't look backward and don't judge yourself. Leave that to the gods, baby. Keep your vision moving forward and trust there is a net underneath you. Aries, I hope this was helpful. I'm wishing you a lovely October. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.